We understand worlds by standing on them, by finding edges, by knowing where down ends. Jupiter offers none of that. No ground, no surface, no moment where falling stops. What you're about to enter doesn't behave like a planet at all. It's a place where our instincts fail and only physics remains.
There's a question almost everyone asks once they start thinking seriously about Jupiter. Could you land on it?
No, there is no place to land. Jupiter doesn't have a surface in any way we would recognize. There's no moment where atmosphere becomes ground, no clear boundary, no edge. The deeper you go, the thicker everything becomes, not suddenly, but relentlessly.
So you just keep falling.
Yes, pressure rises, temperature climbs, and matter itself begins to change.
That's difficult to imagine, because on Earth, everything has a floor. Even the ocean has a bottom.
Jupiter doesn't give you that comfort. Its atmosphere stretches tens of thousands of kilometers downward. Hydrogen and helium compress, layer by layer, until the distinction between gas and liquid starts to break down.
So this isn't just depth, it's transformation.
Exactly. Hydrogen, the simplest element in the universe, is crushed so intensely that it stops behaving like a gas. It becomes something else. Metallic hydrogen, liquid, conductive, alien. An ocean of it, thousands of kilometers deep.
An ocean made of the most basic building block of matter, turned into metal by sheer pressure.
Yes, and that ocean is moving. Those currents generate electric fields on a scale we don't see anywhere else in the solar system, which means Jupiter doesn't just have a magnetic field, it has the magnetic field.
So large that if we could see it,
it would dwarf the Sun. Jupiter's magnetic influence stretches millions of kilometers into space, trapping radiation, shaping charged particles, and creating an environment so extreme that an unshielded spacecraft wouldn't last long.
So the thunder god image
wasn't poetic exaggeration, it was intuition. Lightning on Jupiter is far more powerful than anything on Earth. Storms release energy on scales that make our most violent hurricanes look fragile.
So this isn't a planet with storms.
No, it's a storm with gravity. A world where motion never settles, where energy never dissipates, where stability is an illusion created by distance.
That does something to perspective, because everything we build on Earth assumes permanence. Foundations, structures, borders.
Jupiter has none of those. It operates on time scales and energy scales that don't acknowledge human expectations.
And then there's the Great Red Spot, a storm we've been watching for centuries.
At least 300 years, longer than modern science, older than the Enlightenment, older than most nations.
So while empires rose and collapsed,
it kept turning. The Great Red Spot isn't remarkable because it's violent. It's remarkable because it persists.
Which means Jupiter experiences time differently.
Yes, to Jupiter, human history is a brief fluctuation, a ripple on a system that has been operating for billions of years.
So when Jupiter deflects an asteroid or nudges a comet,
it doesn't experience that as an event. It's simply part of the flow, a minor adjustment, inside processes that were already in motion long before life appeared on Earth.
That's unsettling, because it means the forces shaping our history aren't dramatic. They're quiet, persistent, indifferent.
Exactly. Jupiter doesn't announce its influence. It accumulates it.
So this world with no floor isn't just alien, it's instructive.
Yes. Because once you understand Jupiter's interior, the endless descent, the metallic oceans, the storms without beginning or end, you realize something important.
That stability is not the default.
It's the exception.
Which makes the next question unavoidable. If Jupiter is this dynamic, this powerful, this indifferent,
what happens when that kind of force interacts with the rest of the solar system?